Let's see what we can do here. Okay, what do we got down here? Oh, look at that big open road. I love that. There's the Boy Scout office. Nobody there today. Man, there's an idea. On the water. That'd be lovely. Great day for it too. I'm on my bike. Cardinals. That's a beautiful live oak. Look at that thing. Wow. There's the downside of pedal power. You stop, you are stopped. I'm not going to make that light. That's okay. So you pull up on top of this line. It's a big magnetic loop. Giant metal detector is what that is. And if you put your metal bike frame right on top of that magnetic loop, lights change for you. Same thing with your car, but car's got a lot more metal. My interest in urban wood comes directly from the fact that I live in this spectacular urban forest. My gracious, just look at that road ahead of me. Wow. I am pretty much right in the middle of Tallahassee, state capital. And it's just gorgeous out here. Streets lined in live oaks. Some pines. And there's some place to leave your car. Okay, there's my little light changing trick again. Grab a sip while I can. Apparently won't be long. Okay. This is the jewel at the center of the city. This is Cascades Park. This is originally a Superfund cleanup site. It was reimagined. I actually know one of the designers on this project. The whole park is a drain field. It's designed to flood and then carry all the water downstream and prevent flooding elsewhere. It's brilliant and it's a beautiful park. Look at the amphitheater. Get a better view on the way back. The old power plant's been turned into a restaurant called the Edison. The flag is laying limp. That means there's no breeze. That's ideal for me. The big divider between East and West Tallahassee is Monroe Street. And if you're not in a car, it can be a very daunting barrier. It's a busy road. There are crosswalks, but none of them really convenient for pedestrians or cyclists. The city built this bridge a few years ago between East and West, going over Monroe Street as we're going now. Beautiful sight too, by the way. Anyway, connected the northeast side of town to everything else. It's just been fantastic. To my left is Florida A&M University and HBCU. To my right is Railroad Square, but just the other side of that is Florida State University. This bicycle trail is a new addition, and it's really drawn students from both sides, both the FAMU side and the FSU side, into this wonderful multi-use area. And it's just been a boon. As for cyclists, especially those of us coming from the Northeast, it's a phenomenal connector. St. Mark's Trail, the original site of the St. Mark's Railroad, is now a multi-use and bicycle trail. Goes all the way to the coast in St. Mark's. A few years ago, Wakulla County started developing the Florida Trail. The Florida Trail is a statewide wildlife corridor, and this trail I'm on will eventually connect with trails going all the way west out the Panhandle along the coast. That's a tulip poplar turning yellow. Got a few of them. They're not native to the area. I'm disappointed because we have plenty of suitable native species like live oak, cherry, water oak, and others that would do good things for native habitat and native wildlife. I'm very careful at this intersection since I fractured my shoulder right here. Okay, right here on the spot. More live oak. Nice to see these here. To my left now, we're on the south side of Florida A&M University. So the university's to my left. To the right is the Gaither community. Look at that log. That was here last week. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful piece of wood. This lake here can be seen from the FAMU campus. Wind is starting to pick up. Not a surprise as the sun gets higher in the sky. Leon Scrap Dragon right there staring at us. Those chairs actually look cozy. Morning. If you don't ride, if you're not a cyclist, and you have a cyclist at a complete stop and they wave you through, please go through. It's a lot easier to take your foot off the brake than it is to get a stopped bicycle moving again. don't run anybody over, but if they're at a dead stop and they see you, please just keep going. It may seem a little silly to say this, for 45 minutes to get here. It really marks the start of most of my rides. To my right is the paper trail. Ahead is St. Mark's Trail, the rest of it all the way down to St. Mark's and McCullough. But because I have to limit my exposure to the sun, I can't go a whole lot farther than this. I'm going to go a little bit. Just to say I did a little more than last week. So this is a big part of what inspired me to get into urban wood and taking trees from my own local environment, because this is where I live. This entire ride has been under some degree of tree cover. And when you have all these trees around you, you start wondering, why aren't we taking these trees for lumber? And I've learned some of those answers. But the other part of that is, we can take these local trees and save on other trees that don't necessarily need to come out or don't need to be imported. Look at that canopy. And it's like this for miles and miles. I have some longleaf pine planted over here. It's a tree that's making a comeback in this area. Hello, raccoon. Wow. Didn't expect to see that today. Here's that log. Look at that log. Wow, that is cracked open too. Brand new dog park to my right. Thank you for not killing me. Those history and culture markers are new. I haven't had a chance to read them all yet. If I wasn't sort of on a clock, I probably would. It's a hot day, but it's still early. So this railroad crossing is still used by CSX railway systems. Unlike the St. Mark's line, which is closed, been converted to trails. There's the amphitheater again, Cascades Park. Really is pretty. For any Florida viewers I have, the rather plain building with the vertical windows, like dark stripes, that's Department of Transportation. The arch over there, is a Korean War Memorial. I mentioned before that Cascades Park is a drainage system. The entire park is, which means there is no way north out of the park that isn't uphill. Trust me, we've looked for alternatives. This is one of the most painless ones. Hard-learned lesson here. Do not push the button until you're ready to go. I guess higher powers determine if I'm ready to go. 8 seconds till the light changes. This hill is miserable. There we go. I'm still alive. A right and a left, then it's downhill for a good long way, then it's back uphill to get home. There's nobody here. Yeah. So I was locked up for 4 months with recovering from a foot infection. They did let me do some interval training on the bike indoors. I have 3 hills to climb, and this is my cool down. So, you notice I'm not pushing as hard on these hills as I did earlier. Here we go. A little speed going. Hello, Hawk. Wow. And that concludes our ride day. Hope you have a great week. Hope you have a fantastic week, actually. Lots of good woodworking. Maybe a bike ride or two. Whew. A little warm. Catch you later.